Oh my God.
Hey everybody, it's the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. Did you miss us? We were gone for a week. Let me remind you, it's the Neighbor Ladies. I'm Colleen. We've got Karen J. We've got Suzanne. We've got Boston. She's back. We've got Handyman Grant. What's the show about? God only knows this week. But right now, all I know is it's after the state fair. School has already started. And Boston, you wanted to talk to us about something.
I did. I'm still on fire about this. August 31st. We've got Trump and Scott Walker talking about walls. Scott Walker says, hey, we want to build some walls. Yeah, we're going to build a wall in Canada. What is that? 3,627 miles?
The guy that he's
one of those candidates
from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He's kind of young. He looks like a JCPenney underwear model.
Yeah. He's hot if you are over 85. He really is.
It's not hot at all.
Yeah. If you like polyester knit.
I get it.
Yeah. So, and he's serious about it. He was on, of course, Meet the Press, and he said he really feels that this would secure the border. We would handle the situation.
What's he worried about? Meds coming in?
How old is Meet the Press? And they just have to be saying right now, what the fuck?
Yeah. Can't this show go away?
We've had Henry
and die?
Kissinger. We've had all of these greats, right? These great
now
minds.
Scott Walker. And do you notice they never go into primetime Meet the Press? They're always on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Before
anyone's up.
Before wrestling,
Yeah.
I think you listen to Meet the Press, you're ready for whoever wrestling has to offer.
But I don't understand. Why does he want to close the border around Canada?
He feels that there's an opportunity there for people to break into America, immigrants to come. I see a lot of people.
Because of our good healthcare system.
That's right. Good
right.
healthcare.
Please, if anything, we're trying to get over there to get their meds.
Seriously, if you were going to come to this country and break in, wouldn't you break into a warm climate? You would not start where it was 20 below. Isn't northern Wisconsin cold? Think about it. But he's obsessed with it, man. He goes on, and he felt the need to discuss this because he felt the people of New Hampshire pressured him when he was there because they had concerns about building a wall in northern New Hampshire. I have never heard this. I've been to New Hampshire. I don't know. Were they doing it with Legos? What were they thinking about up there? I don't know.
I don't think the Canadians are concerned.
No, they seem to be so
They
peaceful.
They don't want to come down here.
No.
Scott Walker is our concern.
Yeah. Okay, if you're going to build a wall, and let's just say everyone gets concerned about ISIS and other terrorist groups, you don't think that they're going to try to climb a wall. Don't you think they're just going to come in an airplane or something? We forgot. What are we going to do with our airspace, Scott? How are you going to handle that situation?
It's just such a weird
concept.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't. It's like he got his playbook from Wile E. Coyote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Or let's paint a big sign that looks like a tunnel, and then when they crash into it,
right.
But it's really
Exactly.
going over
I think
a
he
cliff.
just wants a wall
Right.
because Trump said he was going to build a wall.
Well, but the thing is, I think one of the reasons I wanted to talk about it is I think it's indicative of the nature of what's happening with the Republican Party, that they focus on an issue so mundane as this. They're not talking about poverty. They're not talking about all the illegal immigrants.
They don't
Europe.
know anything about poverty.
Well, yeah, and that's part of the problem. But so he comes up with the concept of the wall.
But then they screw with those Republicans and get them talking about those immigrants.
Right.
You'd be middle
Right.
class if it weren't for those immigrants.
Right.
It doesn't have anything to do with the way we've got things structured.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, that's why I brought it up. I don't want to even fathom.
Did you
what
see them?
materials-
Did you go to the booth out at the state fair? It was the Growth and Opportunity Party. It did not have. I thought because we're all into design here, right?
Yeah.
Logos. We were just
Right.
trying to figure out how we're gonna what neighbor lady logo we're using.
Right.
The huge sign. I mean, in every year of my life since I've been going to the state fair with my sister, we've gone to both booths. We've gone to the Democrat booth and the Republican booth.
Right.
And the Republican booth's right next to CCO and State Fair. Or not State Fair, the Old Mill, right?
Yes.
And there's this huge sign, like big letters. It's the Growth and Opportunity Party. And then the Minnesota Republican Party. Like the tiniest
Like they're
It's like they're trying to
ashamed.
trick
Like they're
people
ashamed.
into, well, or they're trying
Yeah.
to get people to think of them differently by not actually changing. They're only changing
Oh,
the
so
words.
it's the
They're
same
not-
party?
It's the same party, but it says growth and opportunity. It doesn't say scary white guys that want control of your
So
vagina.
the people
Yeah.
of the
Which
Green
is-
Party
maybe
might
it
think
should
that
be next
there's
to the horror.
there's a
That's
connection.
like
Haunted house.
false advertising. I mean, I might. I didn't go this year, but I might have fallen for that.
No, seriously,
growth and
that
opportunity.
Growth
Yeah,
and opportunity.
yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That
Right.
sounds good
Well,
to me.
it sounds like an Amway meeting, doesn't it? Growth and opportunity.
Have you
know,
ever
it's-
gotten suckered
pyramid
into an Amway
scheme.
meeting?
Oh, we could talk about that.
If you know what,
honey.
if
I
they
sold
offered
Mary
free
Kay
Tupperware,
too.
they would probably get
Yeah.
people into house meetings.
Absolutely.
They would.
People love
yeah.
Tupperware.
Oh yeah.
Cupcakes. If
Pampered chef.
Pampered chefs.
Oh,
yeah.
God, have
Shit.
you ever had to go to a Pampered Chef?
Yes.
7 pampered chef parties I've been to, you guys.
But they have great stuff. That stuff lasts forever.
I've got some. Maybe
Yeah.
next week I'm going to have to bake something
Put it
on
on
one of
eBay.
those tarts.
I bought one thing. I bought the glass bowl with the spout and the handle and the lid on it, and I do use it. But I mean,
You think you're cool now because you have that?
because
don't
I have
you?
my
one
God.
Pampered Chef thing.
Oh,
one.
I
have the
could
little-
help you. You could have 2 or 3.
I don't want
have,
any more Pampered Chef.
I have the chopper of life. You chop your onions on.
The
My
slap
God,
chop?
the slap chop. Wow, wow, wow! You're whacking things. Blah, 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 blah. I love it. So I just got excited there, didn't I? About
You
that?
did,
I don't
good.
fly.
I have
Yeah.
this little
That's
pie
it.
server. This little
pie
spatula thing. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I
Is
use
it
it for everything.
For
triangular?
$40,
No.
the pie
No,
spatula.
it's like
yeah.
rectangular.
Use it to beat your children. It's beautiful.
We don't do that in my house.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was not politically correct. We do not
Sexual
beat
spanking?
children in my
Okay.
area.
It's not quite big enough to like
Yeah.
cover any depth, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, we went from Pampered Chef and now back to the wall because that's what we were talking about
Yeah.
with Scott Walker. Actually, the governor of Vermont, who is a Democrat, was very excited when this happened, and that's Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont. He slammed the comment saying that having grown up near the Canadian border, Walker's suggestion to him is one of the craziest ideas to come out of the election. And he must be unaware of the economic prosperity that commerce across the northern border brings to the United States. So I thought that was, deep, really deep. Kidding, but I mean, it was nice. Apparently, others responded to it, but the fact that this became a focus is something I think we should be really, really concerned about. So. That's it. That's all I have on that.
That's it.
Donald Trump and his little wall. I just think he's racist against Mexicans. I think that's his whole problem. I would like to see him.
Is he the one that he? Well, no. Did he? He had a problem with Jeb speaking Spanish, right?
He did,
And then
yeah.
Jeb said,
Yeah.
"I'll speak Mexican whenever I want." And then Sarah Palin said, "Everyone should talk American." Like she really said that.
She did say it, and she not only
really,
said
really
it,
said that?
she
Yeah.
kept repeating it.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's just.
And meanwhile,
like,
everybody on Meet the Press is just like saying, "What the fuck?"
And
We're gonna
again-
have everybody on.
It's not Mexican,
Oh my
it's
God.
Spanish.
Well, right.
I
No.
know. So speak.
Yeah.
But that's what they were saying.
I know. They're
You
idiots.
guys, I think we could get on Meet the Press. I think there's a possibility.
I think we should.
I mean, Sarah Palin, Scott Walker.
That scares the shit out of me. That we probably could, and we probably would sound okay.
We might solve something. I think
Oh,
there's
man.
it. Hey,
I
I
don't
had a
know.
great vacation, guys. I'm full of possibilities.
Are
What
you
can I
really
tell
now?
ya?
We
You
can
gonna
all
get into
pose
politics?
as Republicans to get on.
Oh,
Yeah, we could.
I think I'll pass.
I
could.
don't think I could.
Oh, look,
do
Suzanne's
it.
looking green. Oh my God, get a barf bag. She's gonna
could
be
do it.
pushed her.
I dated a guy once that was into the dom submissive thing.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought, ooh, this sounds fun. Right. I was single. Why not?
Yeah.
And he was a Republican, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that probably makes him kind of an asshole. Kind of a ooh. And let me just say, fabulous. Okay. Fabulous, just a fabulous and hey, listen, I know lots of Republicans. Like I actually like them if we don't talk about politics, and they like me, right? But this guy, he was so funny. So we go out and watch. He wanted to watch sports, right? Again, I don't give a shit, but I'll bring a newspaper, whatever. So we're out at the Herkimer. We're out at this bar in my neighborhood. So he can watch, and it's not even real football; it's college football. It's like, oh no! And he said, "Hey, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this." And I took another. It was before I quit drinking, and I said, I'm really content with this beer. You just go right ahead. And he said, "Well, why don't you like football. And I said, I just can't get into it. It's not that I don't understand it. I do understand it. I don't find it compelling. And he said, we're going to change that. And I thought, he said that with such soul deep certainty,
like a true Republican.
It chilled me to the bone.
Yes.
It chilled me to the bone. And
Yes.
I thought, you have no idea, but that was the death knell.
Yeah.
We're never seeing each other again.
That's right.
I just thought, oh my God,
He was
because
going to change you.
He was going to change me.
Change you.
And he said it with
That's
such
what they like
cheerfulness.
to do.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, okay.
It
You're
was
never
his
gonna-
right. It was his mission.
We had one time. That was it. I was able to make it that far. It was fun. I don't regret it. No regrets.
So
I
the
hope
sex
you
was
were the
good.
dom.
YOLO.
Yeah. So were you the
No.
submissive or the dom?
I was a submissive.
Okay.
It was we were
Of
playing
course,
around.
it's
Okay.
Republican.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Give me your vagina.
Give me. No, it's attached. Sorry. It's attached to that decision making thing.
Your body belongs to me now.
No. Oh my gosh. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the links. Suzanne wants to
Yeah.
talk about the links. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. Hey. You ever listen to the stuff on the Alive and Social Network? I think you should. Particularly this show, The Lazy Gardener, the Twin Cities' best-known garden and plant personality, Bobby Jensen. You may have seen him on Grow with Care and elsewhere. He riffs and banters with local radio celebrity Brian B.T. Turner on how to make easy and simple updates to your garden and landscape. No matter how big or small the space you live in or play in is, they'll figure out how you can get stuff to grow. Visit aliveandsocial.com to learn more and subscribe.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., what or who should have a wall built around it?
I think they should build a wall around my vagina so the Republicans can't get to it.
Suzanne?
I would say Cape Canaveral.
Boston?
Texas, the whole state of Texas. Let's just handle it now.
Colleen?
I think they should build a wall around Scott Walker, and I think it should be right up to his armpits so that his shoulders and his head will stay out of it. And yeah,
Give him a little neck room.
give a little room to breathe. I think it'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Let him out maybe sometimes on the weekends to go hunting, fishing.
Right.
Nah.
But not to pee.
No.
No.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. Colleen, Karen J, Boston, Suzanne, Handyman Grant, and we're done with our politics for the episode, aren't we?
Oh, for the moment.
For the moment,
Yeah.
until we get back to that pampered chef conversation.
Yes. It's
I
so
was
political.
well, that's all right. We have to talk politics and sports sometimes. You could be anything.
PC.
Yeah,
Pampered chef.
that's right. Politics and sports.
It's something I can get behind.
We've got the sports section coming up with our second resident sports fan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Suzanne.
Do you guys go to the Lynx games?
No.
I haven't.
No.
I haven't
I
been.
watch them. I watch them all the time. I'm a big Lynx fan. I love them. How
about
I
you,
love
Grant?
basketball.
I've been, and I watched the end of the game against New York, what was it, 2 nights ago? or
Yeah, a
something
couple
like
nights
that?
ago.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
They're our
It was
best
rough.
team, aren't they?
They are.
They
They
are.
are.
They are. Yeah.
They've been our best team all along.
The only champions we have.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
And look at all the airtime they get.
Well, we can get a maritime.
Let's
Yeah.
give them our airtime.
Yeah.
So they won last night. Big game, huge game against Seattle. It was a real nail biter. Really, really intense. They were like within 3 points throughout the whole thing. It just was very scary. It ended up being 73-67, but that's just because Seattle got a lot of penalties at the end, and we're out players. It's going to be a really interesting playoff season because normally we're right up there. We're just
effortlessly,
trailing
right?
way
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
We're just sort of always there.
Always there.
Immediately. And now we're going to have to work for it because we're out of players.
We're going to have to work for it because everybody's pretty equal. It's
How do we get all the good players?
we got all the good players because people want to play with the Lynx. They have a very good reputation.
They drafted
Cheryl
well.
Reeves
Yeah.
is incredible as a coach,
Yeah.
and the fans here are unbelievable.
So, in terms of fans across the country
Yeah.
for women's basketball,
Right,
our fans are the best, and we still don't do enough for them?
that's right.
Oh.
The fans here, it's unbelievable what happens, and they sell out. There are games that sell out. The playoffs will be completely sold out.
I know they're magnificent. I used to
Yeah.
see, I had a friend that was in the Vixens or the female
Yeah,
football team, and I would
Right.
go and see her
Yes.
because she's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. And that was fun. And for me, see, I'm an equal opportunity, not give a shitter about any sport. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's men or women. I kind of just go, yeah, you're running around with a ball.
Right.
And it's exciting for a moment.
Yeah.
And for a little bit. I like baseball.
I like baseball,
I like
too.
baseball too.
Yeah.
I love
It's
baseball.
it's
Yeah.
a chill.
Yeah,
It's
baseball's
more
cool.
chill.
Yeah.
And for me, because but it's not too chill, which is for me the football part of it, too much waiting going
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. I never
Base-
got the football thing.
Baseball is a nice pace for me.
Yeah, I think
do like
baseball's
hockey
fun.
though.
I love hockey.
Yeah, I
Well,
love
that's
hockey,
because
too.
It's
you're
a
from
little
the
more
east
violent.
side.
I know. I do.
Yeah.
And I like a
Yeah.
live game. I like
Yes.
I like the high school games too. Because they
Hockey's
don't
been my
care.
favorite forever.
You do yourself a favor if you want to YouTube something exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pee Wee hockey fights.
Oh my gosh.
Those are so funny.
I should.
They're the funniest things in the world. If you ever just you're like, oh, they're
I used to coach
bloodthirsty.
little guys.
wrestlers like from first grade all the way to seventh grade, and I'd have these kids that were, first graders that never wrestled in their life, and they just kind of go around the mat with their eyes closed, reaching for something and trying to trip, and they'd fall to the ground and start crying. It was the half the battle of coaching them at that age was just getting through a match without crying.
Right.
That was the
Oh
battle,
yeah, that's
and
huge.
Right.
That's
that
huge.
was the biggest thing.
It's like
And
a
I-
little
If I
Thunderdome.
could get a couple of them to do that, then I knew, all right, this kid has a chance to keep going. But if their ego was gone after a few of them, it was just a battle after that.
We've got a few players that are just going to be out, and they've been
No,
out.
just
Injuries?
injuries.
They're injured.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Injuries. We've been lacking Simone for just about the whole season, and Lindsay's been out for a month. And a couple nights ago, it was that New York game. It appeared as though Maya Moore possibly broke her nose, but I think she's okay. She's okay. I mean, she's got it taped, but she's out there. She's
Caught an
playing.
elbow or something? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fouls. And so for a 34 game season, they're 22-11. They're still good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're up against some tough teams.
Yeah. it's
Some
gonna
really
be
tough teams. They
When-
play Seattle, I think, Friday night. And I mean, they're the first seat for the Western WNBA conference.
Okay. When does that all start? The playoffs? When do they?
Playoffs will start next week. It's
Okay.
either going to be Thursday night or Friday
All,
night.
do they have an idea of who they're going to play?
Yeah, LA.
L.A. Okay. L.A. is good, right?
Yes. Yeah. So they'll play LA and
Football starts on Thursday.
Oh, you're excited
Sorry.
for that.
I am.
Yeah, there you go.
Tom Brady's going to play. Yeah.
Suzanne,
I
in
got him-
Boston,
I got him starting.
you've played basketball. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
your
Yes.
game?
Yeah,
Okay.
10
Yeah.
years.
All right.
Did you
yeah.
play too?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
play
didn't
basketball.
know that. Very
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I grew up in a family of hockey players. My sister was the first on the first women's team in Minnesota, the Wayzata Checkers. So, and I could not see a puck, but she was, she let me skate with her. And I picked basketball because I could see the ball. And my father had 4 girls, and he said, "Hey, you kind of want any hormones in the house? Go pick a sport. That's it. You're out." And it worked. But I love it. I actually haven't been to a Lynx game this year. It's something I like to do with my daughter, but I got a little cheap, Sometimes you can't afford to do it all.
Yes.
So
Does your
Yeah.
daughter play?
No, God, no. She's anti-sports.
Oh, so
But
does she
both
go to the
kids
game
are.
with you then?
Yeah, she does. She likes it. She knows what's going on, but she doesn't, it's kind of, I am really an excited fan I do sit in my seat. I will not block you. But I get enthusiastic, and that's so embarrassing to the teenager. You know, she brings 4 or 5 friends and off to the side. I'm over here, usually with a girlfriend that can put up with me.
So what you're saying is we have to go to a Lynx game.
I think it should be a neighbor ladies deal. I think if we could get some tickets.
They're very
you
fun.
know.
They're very fun. I have
should
season.
go.
How
I
much
have
are
a season
tickets for the
ticket.
game?
Yeah.
I buy a season ticket and it's $500, but I get all those games, all those home
Right.
games.
You have,
Wow.
you have 2
Good.
seats, obably, yeah?
No, one seat.
Oh, 1 seat.
Oh,
for
really?
$500.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
That's
Yeah.
still, but that's not
That's,
bad.
I mean, compared to where
other
I'm
sports?
sitting, if I had those season tickets for the Timberwolves, they'd be $10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a cheap set for the Twins. I get 20 games up in the upper deck, and I pay for 2 seats like $1,300-$1,400.
Yes.
So
Wow.
you're getting
Yeah.
your money's worth at
I am.
$500 there for
Yeah.
all those games, 34 games.
Yeah.
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 We
So
have to
what
go.
if we want to sit with you?
So
We can't.
no, if you can, because there's people in the season's seat section all the time that aren't there.
Oh, okay.
So we
Yeah.
just kind
That's
of make
good,
room
yeah.
and
Do you
find
know
So,
them?
you know, people
Yeah.
will say, Suzanne, I can't use these 2 seats for the next game. And then
Okay.
they'll just flash them to me.
Okay.
And yeah, I
Cool.
always
Very
have
nice.
extra
Very
seats.
nice. Well,
yeah.
I didn't know this about you. This is
Yeah.
good. This is
Yeah.
good. Now, do you play now at all? Do you
No,
ever pick up a ball?
no, I don't play now.
Oh God, I've been challenged in the neighborhood by much younger women to play, and they think I'm 25.
So you're gonna have to
and,
bring Suzanne in as a ringer.
that's what I'm thinking, Suzanne. This could be a big deal. I
Better play
really
for
need
money.
the help. I have an excellent shot, but I got to say, we just shoot for 15 minutes, and I think my problem is that I don't have the margarita before I play, and
Right.
this is margarita ball, and I didn't know this. We got some new neighbors in our neighborhood, and I just dropped by to say hello a couple times this summer, and they were shooting hoops. It was a lot of fun, and they are Lynx fans, but it's interesting to see how much support people get out there.
Oh,
you
they
know?
get so much support.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
used to have season tickets to the Wolves too, but I really don't like NBA
Yeah.
compared to WNBA. I just the WNBA really plays as a team,
There's
and
passion.
what I find in the NBA is it's all individual.
complacency and
Yes.
just I agree. The NBA has definitely lost its luster from
Yeah.
the early 90s, the 80s. I mean, those days were
They're not teams.
they're not. And now it's
No.
all an eye thing. It does get a little bit better in the playoffs, but I can imagine with the WNBA, and I would say, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but with it less of a star
Yes.
thing and less of a
Yes.
money thing, because a lot of these women do other things besides play basketball.
Oh yeah, they want to come and be on the Neighbor Ladies.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That'd be fun.
That would be great.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
great.
And I would imagine for them it's more of a this is not just like this is something I feel like it's not just a dollar thing for them.
Exactly.
Where
Well,
money
because
can-
they don't make money.
Exactly. So that's
They
where
make
you,
very little money.
you can watch.
Really?
It's probably much more of a
Yes.
passionate game
Yeah.
on a court
Right.
with the WNBA than you
Right.
would see at a typical NBA game.
Right. Yeah.
it's
Highest
kinda like
played
arena-
basketball
it's like
player
arena
in the
football.
WNBA is 100,000.
Wow, 100,000.
Yeah.
And then you see what the guys are getting, and it just doesn't seem fair, and especially
Right.
with their attitude. And that's one reason why I used to go to NBA games a lot,
Yeah.
and would go to the Wolves, and I just found that the stars just don't care about the fans.
They don't.
you
Well, and
know?
they don't care about their team.
Yeah,
They just. It's
yeah.
it's all about them.
Yeah, where can I make more money? I'm leaving tomorrow. Thank
Yeah.
you. You know.
Right.
Yeah, and I
Right.
can remember taking the Boy Scouts, my son's Boy Scouts, and Kevin Garnett was supposed to come by and sign autographs for the whole group, and he didn't do it.
Oh.
And I had to explain why.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't have.
And there's no
There's
explanation.
no explanation. I just
No.
kept it real simple. I just said, "Gosh, I have no idea why. Let's go get another hot dog."
It was,
you know.
Yeah,
It's
it was.
like-
That sucks.
They-
Yeah,
they're
and
It was
then-
athletes.
fan
They let you
appreciation
down.
night last night at the Lynx, and so after the game, they just opened up the court for people to have autographs signed.
Oh, cool.
yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice. Really nice.
Well, that's why we love them, you know.
Yes.
And hey, Timberwolves, change anytime. I'm all about change, you know.
They're
Come
getting
on,
better
let
though.
it
The
be
T
good.
Wolves are really doing a good job.
Yeah.
I would say of getting the fans involved. I mean, because they've
Yeah.
got a new
Well, now they got
team.
KG
Yeah.
back, so
Yeah, but they've also
Yeah,
got a lot of
well-
youth and a lot coming
Right.
up with that team to the point where they need to market it in a different way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
to bring the fans in. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are season ticket holders, and they give like game use equipment from these guys. I
Right.
mean, they really take care of their season ticket holders.
Yeah, they do.
From
Yeah.
what I hear.
Well, that's good to hear. I
Yeah.
had that one experience, and now now he's back. Let's see what happens. You also have some youth from Minnesota playing on that team. You have Tyus Jones,
Yep.
Apple Valley senior, that went out to Duke and came. He was drafted, so I think that'll bring a different feel. I mean, I'm hopeful. I don't
Me
want to
too.
sound so anti-Wolves. Thank you.
There was a new name on the roster last night, and her name is Kalana Green, and I have no idea where she came from. They didn't.
They
She
recently
didn't
made
play.
a trade.
She
Did you know that?
didn't- Yeah,
Was
I
that
know
a part of it?
they made a trade for Fowles
Yeah.
and Montgomery, but I don't know who this Kalana Green is. I've never seen her name before. Last night's roster was the first time. She didn't play. Shea played a little bit. Their other new trade, but yeah, Sometimes I don't understand it. I think I understand the game, and then all of a sudden they throw in something like that, a brand new player that I've never heard of, and
Well, maybe they came up from the practice squad.
could be.
Well, plus
Well,
two,
no,
it's-
she's from Georgetown. She's
she
been
is.
playing 5 years.
but
so-
with injuries too, it's a smart
Yeah.
move.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
getting ready for the
Yeah.
playoffs.
yeah, we're hoping Lindsay's back for the playoffs, but I don't think Simone will be.
Yeah, it says that they signed her on around September 2nd, so a few days
Yeah.
ago, less than a week ago.
Right.
And it looks like they just signed her for a body. They needed another
Okay.
person
Yeah.
because of injuries.
Because of injuries, sure.
She played with Maya Moore
In
in
Connecticut.
Montgomery at Connecticut,
Yeah.
like you said. And so they just figured it would, from what it says here, bring some chemistry to those two and
Yeah.
a body that they needed to fill.
Good,
So,
good.
Hey, so I notice on their roster they always put the height and weight.
Yes.
Do they do that with the guys still too?
Yeah.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure it's equal time
Yeah.
because I feel like that weight thing really bothers me. I'm like, were
think
you
when you're-
bloated? What do you think?
I think when
You
you're
know?
an athlete, it's different.
Yeah, it is. You got yeah, you're all that physical stuff. Never mind. It irritates me. I know you can play. I don't need to know your height and weight. You're tall. Go out there.
Nice. Good talk, you guys. All right. When we come back, more neighbor ladies.
meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., what sport do you excel at?
Well, in high school, I was captain of my cheerleading squad, and I did letter in it. So,
Ooh.
but nowadays, I'd have to say, fucking.
We've gone there.
Ba-dum-bum.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm good at.
Oh, wow.
Suzanne, follow that one up. What sport do you
So it's
excel at?
athletic.
Yeah.
What did I lettered in swimming in high school, but probably 100-meter hurdles. I was
Wow.
really good at hurdles. Yeah.
I tried to jump over a hurdle once, and I have little legs. It was funny. Hit my shin, fell on my face. It was funny. I mean, even I knew it was funny. You
Try
know?
stilettos next time.
Yeah. Yeah, good idea.
Platforms for better balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston?
Well, I love basketball. That's it. I was fortunate enough to letter in basketball and cross country, and awesome. Been playing since 4th grade. Boring.
Colleen?
You know, I'm late to the sports thing, even though we had lady teams when I was in high school. We did. It was right when that was starting, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
It was.
I'm right at that
Yes.
age where it was just starting.
Absolutely.
And you know, I took shop classes instead of home
Right.
ec classes, and
You
I took
radical.
shop classes
I
too.
still don't know how to
Yeah.
fix a car, but I took shop anyway. But I never joined any teams. Or the cheerleading squad or anything like that.
Yeah.
I was not much of a joiner, more of a smoker. And but no, I started taekwondo with the kids later on in life.
Yeah.
And I was really good at it. Like
I bet you were.
Yeah, I rose pretty quickly.
You
in
seem
the-
really athletic
in
to
the,
me.
In the belt, yeah. Well, I think it's probably waitressing. I think I owe a lot of my physical fitness to that job.
Yeah.
I really do. But yeah, it turns out, and I was in sparring matches beating black belts.
Wow.
So yeah.
How cool is that?
So yeah, I could. Yeah, it was pretty good. I felt good about that. All right. Alrighty then. Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. I believe this is episode 13. All kinds of stuff going on. We're going to talk about the GOP rape advisory chart. Is this a tornado advisory chart thing? I have no idea. We're going to find out more about this later. But we've got Boston, Suzanne, Karen J, Handyman Grant, and me, Colleen. So welcome back to episode 13 here on the Alive of the Neighbor Ladies here on the Alive and Social Network. Now, Boston, I feel like you pick all these downer topics, so we're gonna have to.
We're gonna try to make it upbeat.
Okay, are we gonna try to make this upbeat? We're gonna go in for the second.
Well, I think it's actually more upbeat. You know, the wall thing is upbeat because it gives us a little something fun to poke.
That's from the last episode.
Last episode. I'm sorry, and
that's okay.
But. You have to look at these things if you're a voter. You want to see these.
I had no idea this really existed. Is this a real thing, or is this a joke?
No, it's not a joke, and it's the GOP.
Well, it is a joke.
I mean, it's supposed to be a joke, but here's where it came from. Okay, first of all, it's called the Republican Rape Advisory Chart. Okay. You go to the website, and there's about 30 different places you can look for information on this. But this one, tracking the Republican Party's disturbing obsession with all things rape-related. And then they just quote every Republican that said anything about rape recently. And it actually goes back to 2003 with some stuff that Jeb Bush said. But let me just talk about this whole thing started as dark humor to dig at the Republican Party. Mm-hmm. And the Bush administration's much color-coded Homeland Security Terror Advisory Chart was what kind of, gave everybody the idea that, okay, the Republican Party's now got an obsession with all things rape-related. And it started with the 1-2 punch of Missouri Congressman Todd Akin's infamous legitimate rape comment, followed shortly by Indiana Treasurer Richard Murdoch's "Rape Babies Are God's Will" statement. Now, at the time, both men were running for U.S. Senate. They both lost their races, pretty much solely due to their disgusting, comments. So, somebody went ahead, as we often do in social media land, and put together this little chart with all the fabulous comments that Republicans have made about rape. So I thought maybe we would want to discuss it. Now, I'm sure we could also put together a lovely chart for our next episodes of the good things Republicans do and the Democrats do. But I just found this to be kind of alarming, and I wonder what you guys thought of it. Do you really believe? We know people say these things. Okay.
I believe here's one. Yeah, I believe a human life is precious. Now, if a woman gets raped, she can go immediately to the emergency room, and as you may or may not know, administration of certain drugs can prevent. It can act as a contraceptive if done within hours. It will generally be possible. First of all, that sentence doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's Ben Carson. Oh, no wonder. He doesn't make sense.
No, he doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's almost as if they gave him some sort of drug and they are making him perform without, like by remote control or something. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
He doesn't structure sentences well.
No.
Huh.
No, and I often wonder, he looks kind of young to not be practicing medicine anymore. Is there a story there,
Right.
that we just haven't gotten to yet? Oh, but who has the time? Okay, and then
are you intimating that somebody put him up to it?
Yeah.
You think somebody put him up to run so that they don't look so old and so white?
I think they went after
wouldn't doubt it.
and they needed a plant.
Huh.
No, seriously. I mean, look at the whole Republican, picture there. And then Ben Carson made it to the major section of the debates. I found that
is
even
bizarre
more because he wasn't the best choice.
No. Carly What's-Her-Face was much better. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, I don't spend a lot of time in sci-fi political thoughts, but that did occur to me that, maybe he... when I first
Stuff like that happens. We find out about it 25 years later.
Yeah, when they feel we can handle it.
And in the moment, no, that would never happen.
Right.
And then 25 years later, we always find out, oh, well, guess what? They did something like that.
Right.
Huh.
Well, maybe this is too heavy to talk about.
No, I don't. We could talk about anything. I just think the whole... It's so bizarre. anything they have to say about female bodies is bizarre to me. Because why are they talking about it? They have
Right, they have no idea. But I mean, look at some of these deep statements.
What did Rubio
guys...
say?
Pardon me?
What did Rubio say about it? Is he on there?
I don't know. I have Rick Santorum's comment, and I found him very disturbing. The right approach is to accept that this horribly created in the sense of rape, but nonetheless, this is still a gift of human life, and accept what God is giving to you.
Oh, for God's sakes. You know, they're going to shut down the government because of health care for women. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on with these Republicans?
It's all about controlling pussy.
It is.
That's what it is. No, I'm serious. It all
right.
boils down
It
to.
is.
Okay, and how does that make
Here's what
us-
Rubio says. He doesn't
you.
say anything. Here's it. Senator Marco Rubio was among the Florida state legislators who voted for the so-called Scarlet Letter Law in 2001, which required single mothers to publish their sexual histories in the newspaper in order to place their babies up for adoption, even if the woman was a victim of rape or incest.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, it's
And they're so afraid of Planned Parenthood.
there
know,
because
it's-
if women
wow.
control their own bodies,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Right.
It's
Right.
just like the sex industry. If it's decriminalized, then all the trafficking goes away.
Yeah.
Just about. I mean, I would have to imagine, because if you're a guy that's looking to buy sex, why would you go down the alley and find a pimp? Or would you like to go to this well-lit legal
Right.
brothel where everybody is
Right.
tested and and the women and it becomes demystified. It actually becomes maybe a job choice for some women.
Right.
Right. Then it becomes destigmatized.
Yeah.
It becomes more empowering for women to have this thing between their legs rather than shameful, something to control. It's all about control. It all boils
all
down to
about
controlling
control.
pussy.
You know,
That's what it all boils down
It
to.
does.
It makes me sick.
Amy
They're afraid
Klobuchar
of it.
was at the fair on Friday when I was there, and NPR was interviewing her, and they asked her about Planned Parenthood and the shutdown, and it was just beautiful. She said on the microphone, all of it just pisses me off. And I thought, all right, Amy.
yeah.
She
Good,
can't really
good.
say what she really thinks, but that's
Wow,
pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That was pretty
close.
brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, if you don't have a vagina, you don't get to say anything about it.
That's right.
Right.
That really,
That's right.
that's what it boils down to.
Yes.
but the
you know.
fact that there are volumes on this website, and it's not the only website out there, with quotes from Republicans.
Well, when did these guys start losing their unilateral control? When women had the more control women had over their bodies, the less they depended on men.
Planned Parenthood has
Right.
been a big threat. A big, huge threat.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I just don't get it.
No.
It's hard for me
Well,
to
there's
think
nothing to get.
that you're an intelligent man and you have this viewpoint. I
Yeah.
mean, if you go, here's the ashamed father rape, okay?
Right.
And it's Republican Senate candidate Tom Smith, again, saying, I lived something similar to that fate with my own family. Put yourself in a father's situation. Yes, this is similar. And what he's talking about is his daughter got pregnant out of wedlock, and he's comparing that to being theoretically raped and impregnated, okay? That's when I started reading some of this stuff, I was like, okay, this isn't even rape. The girl is not married. She gets pregnant. The guy's clueless.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it.
Oh, because he's so ashamed.
He's
that
so
she's not
ashamed
married.
that
Right.
she's not married. That
Didn't
this is
Sarah
like a
Palin
rape.
do that same thing?
And didn't this happen to her daughter twice? She's Bristol's on her second child.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder
Bristol
if Bristol
of the
speaks American. Doesn't she speak American?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that girl do for a day job? Maybe she writes this website. Wouldn't that be funny?
She was on some sort of abstinence council. Seriously, she was drawing $100,000 salary from some abstinence council. Same.
What, she
people-
wasn't eating chocolate? Because obviously she was having,
Yeah, I know.
she was making the hot fudge sundae there. Is that what the new phrase is for this deal? Never mind.
Fudge
Oh,
sundae.
come on, think
I don't
about
think you
it.
can
There we
get
go.
pregnant from that.
No, that's the term they use on the radio. A
Oh,
couple
I
of our
see.
local stations for referring to, getting it on, so to speak. You know, having sex, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I never heard that.
Yeah.
Me
Wow.
either.
Okay.
Huh, hot fudge sundae.
I'll Google that. We'll check it out
Okay.
later. It's
All
a
right.
legitimate thing, right? No, you have no idea.
Not a
It's-
clue.
Yeah, I never heard
You're
that
out there
before.
on the
Against
island
one.
by yourself.
But,
Oh, please, it's so lonely.
'Cause right here, we
Me
would
and
all
the
just say having
Republicans.
sex.
This
but
is in
how about this?
Boston's
Next
world.
week I'll bring hot fudge sundaes for everybody.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great.
Just
I
got
like
awkward.
it.
Just got awkward.
I don't know if I don't know if I can wait later. 11 o'clock will do it. Thank you.
Jeff Bush
uniform.
allowed a law to pass in Florida in 2001 that forced single mothers, including minors and rape victims, planning to put their children up for adoption. So these are minors and rape victims who are single mothers have to advertise their sexual histories in the newspaper if they didn't know the identity of the father.
And this is what I'm saying. You need to know this stuff about the candidates.
Wow.
I mean, how disturbing, how bad of a situation was it for those girls in the first place to let alone have to make it public and do it like that? What are they thinking?
Yes.
You know, like
That's
Right.
I feel
Yeah.
bad sitting
Scarlet
here as
letter
a
bill.
man, personally,
Right.
for my
Power and control.
Also,
my gender. Jesus.
what if you can't remember? Can you just say, is there a box for that? I don't remember.
Right.
Can you just say, I
Right.
don't remember?
I'm
I
sure
don't
they
remember.
all
I
make
don't
it
remember.
up, right?
Well, it's their right to not say anything too, right?
Right, exactly.
Just keep it to yourself.
right.
Huh.
But I don't want them to say that because
Or
girls
say
need
it's the Immaculate Conception, for Christ's sake.
Right.
to see what they say then.
Okay, my favorite quote in an angry soda way is the legitimate rape definition, okay? And this, you guys have heard this again, it's Todd Aiken. If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down, okay? That, I know we've heard that on
That
the news.
whole thing.
That whole thing. Oh, wait, yeah. And then Ron Paul, always, just my favorite, counselor. Honest rape is, if it's an honest rape, what the heck is that?
Yeah,
What
what?
is that, Ron?
Those two words can't
If
be
it's
put
an
together.
She
honest
was wearing
rape,
her hoop skirts and
And
her
she-
bonnet.
and she put
Was
her
she
knees
wearing-
She was
together
Amish.
with an aspirin between her legs.
No
you
ankle
know.
was showing. It was 2:00 in the afternoon on a Wednesday.
But this is what he says.
Her
if it's
brother
an-
was in the buggy. You know.
Honest rape.
Yeah,
in the same
if it's an honest
sentence.
rape, that individual should go immediately to the emergency room, and I would give them a shot of estrogen. Okay, not real sure, Ron, where you're coming from, but you're
What
out there.
What is the estrogen for?
Okay, and I just need to tell you, these are presidential candidates that we've either had in the past.
Let's
or
put them on
current.
Meet the Press.
Meet the Press.
Why not? Put them on Meet the Press.
Sunday morning.
Another Rubio thing here for Karen J. Rubio doubles down. This is something he said. There shouldn't be abortion ban exceptions for rape.
Yeah, I know. I knew he said that.
He said that. So there's no abortion ban
What a
exceptions.
loser.
Yeah.
Who was that said that?
Rubio.
Oh,
Rubio.
of course, yeah, he's special.
Yeah. They're all charming.
They sure are.
Well, okay, so now you know why I brought it up, right?
Right.
You got it?
We get it.
Let us not forget when we go to the polls some of these things.
All right. When we come back, we're going to take this into pop culture town, but we're going to stay with that rapey theme. How does that sound? That sounds good. Kind of. I don't know.
It's a new adjective.
That rape theme. Woo! You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. Whew. The Twin Cities Hit Show is an online radio show broadcast live. Where? From the Alive and Social Studios, from the Twin Cities, Monday through Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Every day, you're going to hear hilarious commentary and the latest news from your hosts, Rusty Gatenby and Chuck Gollop. They will do and say things local morning shows can't or won't. So don't forget to check out the Twin Cities Hit Show here at the Alive and Social Network. Okay? Listen and find out more at aliveandsocial.com.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., have you ever been sexually inappropriate with someone?
Ooh.
Yes.
Pass.
Come on.
No, you can't.
Tell me.
Okay, yes. One time, I was co-hosting the TCOMA Awards, and my co-host Chantel sings, and I were both joking around about our boobs, right? This is backstage. And they were just like jiggling out, and I just was so caught up in the moment, I grabbed her boob. She liked it, but
Okay.
I mean, but I did feel bad.
But it could have
afterwards.
gone either way.
Well, right. But I mean, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because she was like, you know? And I was like, oh, I thought we were goofing around, you know? Yeah, that was the only time.
You totally grabbed a boob.
I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And everyone's like, did you get a picture? Anybody see that? No, but I actually felt really ashamed about it afterwards because I was like, oh, I shouldn't have gotten so caught up in the moment. But like we were goofing around, you know what I mean? So, okay, stop judging me, Suzanne.
Judging.
We're not. No one's judging.
No,
I
I was
asked
judging.
you if you wanted to see my tits a long time ago.
I know,
Episode
and I
like
said
one or
yes.
two. Suzanne?
I did something that I was very ashamed of. I was helping a friend move, and I saw in her kitchen she had a Home Depot name tag, and it said Greg, and I threw it under her bed. So when we took her bed apart, I went, "Oh my God, look!"
Oh, no.
And she went, "I don't know how that got there." And I said, "Yeah, right."
Greg.
And there was like a whole bunch of people moving her, and they're all like, "Oh, wow, Gary."
Let the
That was
top-
like an ingenious. It was kind of a slut shame, but not really. It was kind of a joke. Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Boston?
Oh, well, I suppose I got to be honest because you guys are looking at me. I just, out of my garden, I picked some fresh cucumbers. There were 2 or 3 that were of vibrator size, and I left them on the kitchen counter for my neighbor friend whose husband was out of town. With a little note, use me if you need me.
For salad.
He came home early. He saw the note first. True
Always
story.
use organic.
Right.
Yeah.
No pesticides.
No pesticides.
The problem is I knew that this had happened, and for weeks, nobody said a word in the hood.
They just kind of let it. Oh, okay.
They were used in a salad, as I found out later on.
All right.
Colleen? How about you?
I have been sexually inappropriate with a lot of people, but I guess how can I think probably when I'm just trying to choose which one. You know, which time. No, seriously, because when you think about it, we normally as women we don't think about being sexually inappropriate.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because we just assume our advances are welcome,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
And they're not always welcome. And I think I grabbed a guy's butt. We were on a date, and I think and his butt looked really cute. And I'm pretty sure I just reached out and went wah wah, and I grabbed his cheek, and he was not cool with that. Not
yeah.
cool with that at all.
Wow.
I
Welcome
know.
to our world.
And I felt really
Right.
stupid
Yeah.
because I thought first of all, I mean, and I would do that to a girlfriend of mine, not even think I'm
Yeah.
a total butt toucher.
Yeah.
So, but I felt really stupid.
Butt toucher.
I'm a total butt toucher. You know what you were saying about that funny thing that you did to your girlfriend?
Name tag. Yeah.
That was great.
My girlfriend Tina she was redecorating her bedroom, you know. And she's funny. She's really funny. She goes and she's like a true Sex in the City woman. You know, she goes out and picks up men, and
Right.
she's a professional lady. She's awesome. But you know, she has 3 or 4 affairs, I would say, a year.
Right.
That are true one night stands. You know.
Yeah.
And so she was redecorating her bedroom, and I saw this thing at Marshall's and I bought it for her. She said, "I'm just trying to find the right thing above my bed." And you know, she wanted a sexy bedroom, but not too sexy because she's got to get you ready in it, and it's also kind of got to be a home office. And so I wrapped up this thing, and what it was like a rustic plaque that was really meant for a kitchen, and it had a saying on it, and it said, "Enter as strangers, leave as friends."
Beautiful.
And I said, "I totally have the right thing for above your bed." And I was at her housewarming party.
How did she react?
She laughed. She's like, "You bitch." It was like,
like
for
that.
a kitchen, you know, enter as strangers, leave as friends. But
Two little neighbor ladies skipping next to the saying.
You can only do that to a good friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Truly,
Yeah.
she's a keeper, man.
She knew I meant right by it. Oh, man. Good times. Welcome back. You're listening to The Neighbor Ladies. And Karen J., you wanted to talk about Damon Wayans and his big mouth.
Yeah, Damon Wayans Sr., the comedian. No, keep in mind, this is the senior, not the junior. He defended Bill Cosby. He went on the Breakfast Club's radio show, and he said some of the victims were unrapeable and questioned why they had waited so long to accuse him. And he said he questioned why the women waited so long to say something. 40 years, listen, how big is his penis that it gives you amnesia for 40 years?
Oh, he's trying to make a joke.
If you listen to them talk, they go, well, the first time. The first time? Bitch, how many times did it happen? Just listen to what they're saying, and some of them really is unrapeable. I look at them and go, you don't want that. Get out of here.
Oh,
So I don't think, no, I don't.
So he's saying they're ugly.
Yeah.
That last thing. They're ugly.
Yeah.
So no one wants that. So they're unrapeable.
Right.
And then the first time he's saying that people can't be raped more than once by the same person.
Yeah.
Because, it's like you've already gained entry,
Yeah.
right? So, of course, you
And
can
you
go
left
in
us
anytime.
friends.
Right. Well, no, or not left
Well,
as friends,
and
right? But
he's-
that's another thing with men. They think
Yes.
that's like men
Yeah.
that rape within their marriage.
Oh, sure.
Sure,
They
they
think
think
if
I've-
you get it the first time that it's just open season.
Right.
Wow.
And then he also claimed that most of them were after the money hustle.
Wow.
Right.
What money hustle, though?
Yeah,
I
really.
know that a few of them were said to be people that auditioned for the show or auditioned in projects that he was involved
Well,
in.
he did specifically go after young actresses
Yeah,
that were
that's
just
right.
starting
The
out their
pattern.
careers,
Yeah.
and the idea would be that he's going to help them. That's how he'd get them in. I want to talk to you about your career. Come on over and have a
Wow.
drink. So,
Yeah,
I mean, that's his conceit. That's
Right.
his way of luring them in.
And he was a
Right.
huge deal from, 84 on there, you know?
Still a big
Not
deal.
only the huge deal, he was like the dad, ghost dad from Dr. Huxtable, and he was also like he preached like in all his interviews. Every time he was on KQ, he'd always say, treat people with respect, clean
Yeah.
comedy. There's no need for swear words. There's no
Right.
need for, he was that kind of guy that he put him. That's where this to me is the worst, is because he portrayed himself
He's
as
such a hypocrite.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
portrayed himself as like the good guy.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
safe, the guy that you could trust. And
That's
he
what guys like that
complete-
do, though.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they do with.
He did it so much, though, too. You know,
And he did it
was
so good.
Yeah, that's the thing. We all believed
Yeah.
him. I mean, he was the all good American dad.
Right.
And I remember when he would perform, when he wasn't filming the show, I remember seeing him here at a sold-out show at the Met Center. That back then you paid $40 a head to see, which was a lot of money then.
Yeah.
And it was a huge deal. It was like going to see the comedy god.
Right.
And you did, and everybody, you bought his crazy books for your parents. There was one on fatherhood. I got it from my dad. He loved
Right.
Bill Cosby.
See,
Because, and I don't know. It's so disappointing still,
that's what makes it even more disappointing. Not that
Yeah.
saying. I mean, I guess
wonder
that's a
how
terrible thing to say. but
Damon
it's
Wayans
really
is
hard.
going to be dealing with the aftermath of saying this. I
Well,
mean, now people are going to be.
He was kind of irrelevant for a while. Like, he hasn't really done much.
Is that why he
You know?
said it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the publicity helps, but no, I think he really believes that Cosby's innocent, which is really sad.
Yeah, then he's insane.
I don't even know who Damon Wayans is.
From In Living Color.
Living
The
Color.
Wayans
Living
brothers.
Color. That was a huge show. That was
It
a-
was,
a
yeah.
breakout show for
He really
so many
hasn't
people.
done much since then, though.
Yeah.
A lot of weird comedy movies, but nothing to brag home about, really.
Yeah.
And there's a senior and a junior? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when it first came out, it came out on Hollywood Life. They accidentally put Junior on the picture instead of Senior.
Sure.
So then they quickly changed it after about an hour. But like, I always feel bad when they do that. When they post like the wrong perpetrator in a
Right.
picture or something.
Right.
Right.
It's like, come on.
So has Junior said anything about it? No, he won't. He'll just like let it ride until it blows, and hopefully it blows over.
Hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I was really surprised though because I was a fan of Damon Wayans.
I was a big fan, late in the 80s because, and that was the first, hey, I'll get racist. I mean, there weren't a lot of black.
Let's get racist.
Let's get racist now. Here I go again. I'm not talking about the Italian neighborhood I grew up in.
Wait, are we talking about Negroes or colored people?
Nice callback on that. That was beautiful. Yeah, to my roots. Hey, I just spent some time with my 98-year-old grandmother, man. You haven't lived about, she's got some opinions.
But no, I love that show.
I love that show, but one of the things that Cosby did during that time frame was, and he did it probably right until about 4 or 5 years ago, he talked directly to black men and told them what they needed to do to clean up their lives.
Right, yep. Pull up your pants.
Be
and
better people.
And
do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. So I find this whole thing, just such a paradox, and it's so disappointing because I think a lot of black men, kind of looked up to him, and he was really big in the education system in his hometown and also in central Massachusetts where he ended up living. So, or western Massachusetts, and I just find it, it's so. Well, we all know it's disappointing, but. I'm not sure. This Damon Wayans. He keeps. It's just so weird because he hasn't been around for a while, and I'm wondering if he just took this op to get a little notoriety.
To be like the one guy that sticks up for him.
Yeah.
Well, I do think
kind of like Stacey Dash, the black female Republican. Like
what?
And they always say Stacey Dash from Clueless. You mean that movie from 1,000 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I do think that some black comics, or just black men in general, feel like it is a race thing with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which kind of pisses me off, too, because I don't think it is.
No.
He basically, I remember it in the 80s, and then it went away so quickly. And there's no way that wouldn't have happened for anyone else. And he's black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He had the power, he had the money to make it go away for a short amount of time.
Well, a long time.
Yeah.
It went away for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. I remember hearing about it early on, and people saying, "Oh, this is an open secret, an open secret that he's a raper, that he drugs ladies."
Right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, was there anybody else out there with that kind of power and money doing it too?
Could be.
It could be. And what are we going to hear next?
Yeah.
I can't think that this was he was not that he worked with somebody else, but I'm just saying there's other people that have probably done this too. Doesn't make it right. Interesting.
Mm. Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm naive there.
Let's take a little break and come back and talk about the state fair really quick. Should we?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., who wouldn't you trust with your drink at a party?
I wouldn't trust anyone other than myself.
Smart. Suzanne?
Bill Cosby.
Touche. Boston? Who wouldn't you trust at a party holding your drink?
Oh, my husband, for sure. Totally. I know him too well. I know where he's going.
In uniform.
Especially in uniform.
Oh, yeah. In the hat.
Colleen?
Who wouldn't I trust with my drink at a party? I'm just trying. Who's got that look about them? The look that they could do something inappropriate at any time, or if the circumstances were just right, they would take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Norm Coleman.
Oh God, yeah.
I think he's a secret taking advantage of her.
Very good.
Yes.
That's what
good.
I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think he's not done. Let's say he hasn't done anything to me.
Right.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if the circumstances were just right,
Right.
if
Right.
I was maybe passed out,
I think
He
you're
wouldn't put it past him.
absolutely
I would put it
right.
past him. Yeah. Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. Hey, state fair's all over. How many times did you go, you guys?
Once.
Once?
None.
None?
I didn't make it. I was out
At
of town.
all?
No, I know. It's horrible.
I went for the
usually go
llamas.
twice.
Oh, yeah, you went to the Llama
Yeah.
Rama. How'd that go?
Went good.
Yeah? What happened?
Well, I missed the dress up. That was the night before. And I missed the obstacle course. So really all I got was the little 4-H'ers walking their llamas around a circle, but it was awful cute. And And again, even though I've known this for years now that llamas pee for 10 minutes, it still just blows my mind, when I watch them pee.
I really wanted to see that too.
Do you spend like the whole 10 minutes?
Watching
you're
them?
that focused.
Boston, they, right in front of me, they do it right in front of, they know. I've been there so many years. I've been there as many years as they've been there.
Bring it out of them?
Telepathic.
You bring it out of them?
Yes.
Courtesy urination just for you.
And there's some
here's
that
Suzanne
go poo and pee at the same time.
Wow, that's talent.
I can do
know.
that.
That only happens after
something
like
to- yeah.
Taco Bell.
But the fair's great.
Llamas at Taco Bell. Now that's my imagery. I'm sorry. I really am sorry I missed the fair. Took the boy to
I know. I
college.
kind of
What
felt
can I
bad too.
say?
I know. I was gonna go with you, but I was
Yeah.
still in Chicago.
I wanted to go
Yeah.
more than once because
I want to go every day.
I want to go every day. I have friends
Yeah.
that go every day. They live right across the street from the fair, and they go every single day.
I would love to go every
and
day.
they see all the free music, and it's just fun
Yeah.
for them. And we did go. We went from my boyfriend and I went from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. So we made it a good
Right.
long time, and it was a
Right.
great day. I did not see a llama.
You missed out.
I know, but last year I bought a llama hat.
You did?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah, nice llama.
It must be really warm.
Super warm. It's
Yeah.
fabulous. I love, I like petting them. I always think about
Yeah.
llamas. I always think about
They're very sweet.
getting a llama, but you can't keep them in
I
rental
know.
property.
I know.
Landlords frown
You
upon
can't
that.
keep them in New Brighton either.
No, you really?
No.
They don't let you?
No, they don't let you.
Why?
I don't know.
Couldn't be worse than a
you know
big
that-
dog.
There's then I met this judge from 4-H, and he told me all about the difference between llamas and alpacas, and he said that the worst thing you can do is breed a llama with an alpaca,
Why?
because they're not very cute. They're not very cute, and they're a little bit naughty. And alpacas are not well behaved until they reach the age of 5.
is awesome.
Like
It's-
waiting for some
it's-
scientific sci-fi llama thing, Martianette.
They're naughty.
Because they'll
They're
pee
naughty.
for 20 minutes.
Oh, 20? Now
Yeah.
that would bug me, man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa. No,
Animal breeding freaks me out.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Like having any sort of say over it freaks me out. I just like to
Yeah.
imagine them doing it all by themselves.
Yeah.
And not having not having anything to do
Right.
with it.
Right.
But like I have 2 goldfish. I don't care what they do.
Right.
They might be guys, they might be women. They might
Right.
be just having a lovely time of it.
Right.
And I might be killing their eggs every single time I clean out the tank. You
Right.
know what I mean? I don't
Right.
know. Whatever. Their life is their own.
Yes.
I've created their ecosystem.
Right.
Now they can just
their
live in it.
bedroom is their bedroom.
That's right. It's none of my business. But I don't like to think of you and you hear like they know too when they're being bred. Like the koalas or the pandas. It's not the koalas, it's the pandas. They know when they're getting bred because the females get treated better when they're pregnant, and they'll pretend to be pregnant so they can get more
So they can get
sugar.
better food,
So
yeah.
they can get better
Yeah.
sleeping
Smart.
conditions. They're very smart.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
that
it's
happens
ki-
time and time
it's
again.
like humans.
I think I might go home and pretend I'm pregnant.
That's a good thing.
I need
yeah.
some ice cream. I
Right.
need some ice cream.
I need lobster and steak, honey. I
Right.
really do. I'm expecting. Well, I'd have to call an ambulance for him, but that would be fine.
So I mean, but they're saying and that they're the llama and the alpaca offspring are not cute and they're
Yeah.
naughty.
And they're naughty.
How do we know? Just because they're from
I saw them. I saw them firsthand.
like how did they get
They're,
naughty?
they're not very cute.
Oh.
Their necks are a lot longer and kind of thin, and their ears aren't good looking.
You ever think about animals? Okay,
What do you got? The
All right.
Prince George ear on the llama?
Jeez.
Right. And they're little. They're little. They're small.
so their bodies are small and their necks are
Yeah,
really long.
yeah.
Okay, you ever think about this? You ever think about reincarnation? Okay, and now I've got a cat. I've got 4 cats, and I put a mirror up on a low part of the wall,
Right.
Or I had it lying against the wall, right? I had
Like you
this-
do for birds.
Well, I had this mirror, and I just had it out. I didn't hang it up yet, and so it was sitting against the wall. And the other day, I saw Toby, one of the cats, staring at himself. And it was like, and he was high, catnip. We have catnip all over the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was stoned, and he was staring at himself. And he was just like,
Yeah, they do that.
looking. I've never seen a cat look at himself. And I thought, what if he used to be a bus driver in the 50s? You know what I mean? Like, what if he's super high? And what if he's saying, what the fuck?
I'm a cat. Oh my God.
I'm a cat. How did this happen? I shit in a box?
I thought I
know?
lived with the hot blonde.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm a cat.
I'm a cat. Do you think that's
I think it could happen.
like if our life force recycles and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you get into the body of an animal and
Right.
hopefully you'd be one of my cats because I treat them very well.
Right.
Yeah.
But then what if you were a llama alpaca?
Or what if you were
A
push me
lamaca.
pull you?
A what?
Remember push me pull you
No.
from Dr. Dolittle?
Yes. You
Yeah.
had a llama on each end, right?
Yes, llama on each end.
Yeah. There was
Talk
no,
about
Sad.
They had
talk
no
about
butt.
double llama.
Yeah, there was no. They shared the center. So to
Is
speak.
that like the human centipede before there was the human centipede? The
I
push me
love
pull
that
you?
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
You love that? That's not a children's movie.
I
You're
know.
talking about
I know.
No, it's not. And, and,
Yeah, I love it.
and parents tortured me watching that when I never mind.
Push me, pull you?
I'll see you shrink. Oh,
I'm gonna have to look push me pull you up.
Yeah.
Good
do it.
show, you
I don't know
guys.
what that
Yeah,
is.
too-
All right. See you next episode.
All right.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. It's episode, what is this? Episode 14 already? God, how the time flies. The time flies. We're here with Handyman Grant, Karen J, Suzanne, Boston, and me, Colleen, here on the Alive and Social Network. Don't forget, check us out on aliveandsocial.com. Tell your friends about the Neighbor Ladies and share. And we'll do our best to keep you entertained. Hey, Suzanne,
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about something.
I wanted to talk about, will the Rolling Stones ever retire? Do you think?
Why'd you want to talk about this?
I don't know. I really didn't want to talk about it. I just sort of threw it out there. But then, then I started thinking about it. And I started thinking, I really wish I would have been to their concert in June.
Oh, that last one?
Oh, yeah.
I hope they don't.
I hope they don't
I hope
either.
they keep
Yeah.
going forever and ever and ever.
Well, here's the deal that I thought was really interesting. This little fact that I looked up: the average age of the 4 living members of the Rolling Stones is about 2 years older than the 9 justices of the U.S. Supreme Court.
and they
Do you love
probably have
this?
better
Yeah.
decision-making capabilities.
Right.
Well, okay, so like Dick Dale, the surf guitar, right?
Yeah.
Genius,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? He's still touring. He's got, I think, I'd have to look it up now. I know he's got some chronic condition. Might be cancer, might be another
Right.
something or other, and he has to tour right now.
Yeah.
And because he has no insurance or
Oh my God.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I know I'm paraphrasing and I'm not sure. Dick Dale is in rough shape, but he keeps touring so that he can afford his treatment. 78-year-old surf rock legend Dick Dale is in rough shape. He's had rectal cancer twice, has had parts of his stomach and intestines removed, and he's badass. He's a total badass. He just keeps touring because he's got to be able to afford. He's got to be able to afford his treatment.
Well, that's not the case
So-
with Jagger. His
Well, no,
net,
and how
his
does
net
it-
worth is $360 million.
why doesn't he help him out?
Yeah, really.
Why doesn't who help him out?
Mick
Mick
Jagger.
Jagger. Why doesn't he help out his band?
Oh no, it's not his band. This is not his band member. This is another guy, another old
okay.
fellow that. But he's. I'm trying to think of the songs that you might have heard. But surf guitar, right? That sound.
Yes.
that
Right,
sound.
yeah.
Dick
Yeah.
Dale. He did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And
How did he lose all his money?
well, I think he might have had poor management,
Yeah,
Right.
like a lot of those guys
Right.
did.
Look at Doris Day.
What happened with Doris Day?
She lost all her money.
TLC. They got the shaft.
Yeah, so he might have had poor management. Who knows? So he just keeps going, and he says, "I can't stop touring." Dale says, "because I will die, physically and literally. I have to raise $3,000 every month to pay for the medical supplies I need to stay alive. And that's on top of the insurance I pay for. I'd love to stay home and build ships in a bottle and spend time with my wife in Hawaii, but I have to perform to save my life. I've been living like this for 15 years, but I'm still here and opening my eyes every morning. So he says, someone has to help me up on stage because I can't get up there alone. It's part of my show. There's part of my show where I play the drums, and my drummer pulls my arm, and my roadie pushes my butt to get me up there, but I get up there. Beyond the financial reasons, which he says admittedly are a big part of it, he performs to show a display of strength for others suffering from health problems. So, I mean, part of it is he's got to make that money, otherwise, you know. And I'm sure he's got people that are depending on him financially too.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so probably maybe he's just trying to get
But
enough
what's
money.
his
before he
wife
goes.
doing in Hawaii? That's what I
Oh,
wanna know.
is that what they
I don't know. She's like, oh, I'd like to go shopping.
Why isn't she helping him?
Yeah. Well, maybe she is, or maybe she's got issues too.
Could
Who
be? Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
But so I hope they never retire.
I hope
the
they
Rolling
don't either.
Stones
But
never
you know, many, many years ago, because you know, Mick Jagger's 72, and before he was 45, he said that he never wanted to be singing "Satisfaction" at 45 years old.
right, because that's so old.
Yeah.
He's a fossil.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
45 is, you're a fossil. There's just no two ways about it.
But I heard that they were incredible in June here.
No, I'm just kidding. I think he's great. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if
Yeah.
you get over the fact that, you know, maybe he needs a facelift, but he won't do it.
Right.
But, I mean, he's still gorgeous in those jeans. Come
Well,
on.
and
Yeah.
he's kept Keith Richards alive all these years, you know.
Here's a deep, dark family secret. Keith Richards is my stepmother's second cousin. But he never talked to the family after he became famous.
Really?
Legend. I always tease her about it. Can't you get me into the Rolling Stones? In June, I was all over it. Don't you want to connect with a family member? Get us in.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways, I went down that road. But
Is
I
that where
hope
you
they
get your
never
eyeliner?
retire. Oh, yeah, you know
That
it.
rock
you
and
know
roll
it. Rock and
eyeliner?
roll. I wanted to be a rock and roller, but if you heard me sing,
So did I when
that
I was a
would be
kid.
it.
I did
yeah.
too. Yeah.
When I sang in the shower, I thought, for God's sakes, get me a band. It's the best thing, you know?
I was in a band.
That I am so not surprised. This is amazing.
I was
Yeah,
in
I'm
a
not
band in high
surprised
school.
either.
We could do it again. The neighbor.
What was
Ladies
the name of the
Band. Yeah.
band?
TNT. We sang TNT from. It was all covers. We sang "Living After Midnight" by Judas Priest. Living after midnight, rockin' till the dawn. I want to get the band back together.
Maybe on one of these episodes, Colleen.
I'm kind of I'm a good rock and roll singer.
I bet you
really am.
are.
Yeah.
And
And spandex is back.
yeah, I'm wearing it right now. These jeans, you can't buy a pair of jeans without spandex.
I'm
that
trying to
true?
I know
picture
you
jeans.
can't. They're like
Yeah.
leggings.
Yeah.
It's like all jeans are
Yeah,
leggings now.
they are.
I've given it up.
Right.
Jeggings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pajama jeans.
I just bought skinny jeans on clearance at Kohl's. Jennifer Lopez, relaxed fit skinny jeans. What's up? My butt is sagging.
Jennifer Lopez.
I felt I was.
Relaxed.
I thought I was so hot, you know, and I showed them to my family, and my daughter says, "Really, don't leave the house with those. Those are pajama jeans, aren't they, Ma?
Jennifer Lopez relaxed fit.
Relax fit. My God, you could barely get it on the tag that was on the pants. It's so much, you know.
Well, no, wait. No, are they loose or are they tight?
They're tight at the ankle. The rest is bagging, you know.
Oh, really?
God almighty. I felt so thin in the pants, you know.
So the rest of it's all
Colleen, you could go pinch my butt. You'd never find it. No, it's a great thing. God, I couldn't believe it. They were $6, mind you, down from 80 because
They
I'm
were
sure
$6?
$6. It was worth it. It really was. But anyways, I was always in middle school. Okay, I was fascinated with the Stones because I had discovered that guys look good in jeans. So I mean, they were not a bad looking band. And then my dad says to me, "They're my age." Immediate turn off. Immediate turn off. If you are a 12-year-old and your father says,
Yeah.
those rock and rollers are my age, for God's sakes, pick on someone your own age. Okay,
Yeah.
David Cassidy and the Partridge Family, thank you.
See, I always liked the Beatles more than the Stones.
That was the thing. You had to choose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
there was a
pick.
certain
Yeah.
generational thing, and you had to, were you a
Yeah.
Beatles person or a Stones person?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I was
Right.
so excited because, again, my life in middle school, I didn't talk much. They picked us in choir to sing a Beatles number, and they gave us, God, it was some Beatles tune on the flip side, of, I can't even think of it now. I'm having one of those brain things that happens,
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
can't remember
Brain
crap.
fart.
It happens when you turn 36.
Rocky Raccoon.
Oh,
that was the
okay.
song they
Right.
had us sing, and they
a
made
great
me
song.
wear like a maxi dress, a maxi peasant dress, and mind you, I had nothing upstairs, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I was flat, and I had to play the gut bucket. They gave me an instrument, an old wash basin flipped upside down with a rope and a pole. True story. I think there's pictures. Enough of me.
That's
though.
a
Let's go back
hillbilly,
to this. It was like a hillbilly
instrument.
thing. And Rocky Raccoon, of all the heavy rock and roll songs, Raccoon.
Who's
came
your favorite
back to
Stone?
his room. Oh, wow, Mick.
Charlie
Yeah.
Watts.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Charlie Watts
yeah.
is hot.
He
Yeah.
is hot.
Yeah.
I would. I'd take any of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Notice no one says Bill Wyman, the guy that married
Oh yeah, never mind.
a 13-year-old girl.
Yes.
Yeah, no one says Bill Wyman.
No one says
He
Bill
had
Wyman.
issues. He was troubled.
Yes. Yeah, I wonder if oh no, they divorced immediately. They divorced when she was like 16 or something.
His
like
parents came home. Her parents came home. It was over.
that. Yeah. Yikes. Well, I hope they never do. I think
Yeah, I
retirement
hope-
to a certain degree is
Is that him?
a bad idea. And if you're doing something you love, then it's not like work, right?
Yeah. Why would
Right.
you retire?
You got to
from
get
that?
up in the
Right.
morning. You got to do stuff,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Because what else? You're gonna just sit there and
do you
watch
think?
TV?
Do you think Mick Jagger's really 5'10"?
No, I think he's
No way.
shrunk.
5'6",
No.
5'6" on a good day.
I think he's like 5'4".
Yeah, he's shorter
He's
than
got
me.
he's got lifts in his shoes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think back to back, he and Prince would be interesting.
Yeah.
Prince
I think
might
Tom
be
Prince
Cruise
is taller.
too. Tom
Oh,
Cruise is
yeah.
a little guy as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't talk about him. He makes me sick, but that's okay.
Thank
that's
you.
fine.
Me
No, I'm
too.
just kidding. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, sorry. Another episode. Sorry about that, girls.
No, that's
Tom
okay.
Cruise makes you sick
Oh yeah, I can't explain
because of the
it.
Scientology thing.
I don't like him because he's got one tooth that comes right out the middle.
Yeah, he won't fix it. The tooth bothers me. I'm a dental freak.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, it comes right out the middle.
Yeah.
Look at a picture of him,
Yeah.
and like I was staring at it one time. I was kind of high. I was like, God.
I hope I don't come back as
No,
Yeah.
it's like I was
His
like,
tooth.
it's like oh, it's right out in the middle, like
Got a little piece of corn cut in there.
Why doesn't he get it fixed?
he doesn't have two front teeth. He has one
God.
front tooth.
Because I
Yeah.
don't think he's worried about it too much. He's had a pretty good
It's-
life.
I
Why
guess.
can't he date people his own age? Never mind.
Tom
we don't
Cruise?
have time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Why
can't
can't
he,
Why can't he date men?
Well,
Yeah,
I
well, he
think.
should.
Well, there you go.
He would be a lot less creepy if
Yeah.
he
I
was
think
just
you
a
hit
man.
it on the
I
Yeah.
think he does date men.
I think he
that's
does,
a whole.
too.
I just don't think
He
he
dates
wants
men,
to own
too?
it. Oh, I think so. I think that
Bullshit.
everything else is a cover up
Yeah.
because he can't get honest.
But what? Okay, so it's that Scientology thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why is for me John Travolta is a lot less scary,
Yes.
but I think they've got the same thing going on. I
Right.
think they've got the hidden homosexuality
Oh yeah.
via Scientology,
Big
but for
time.
some reason John Travolta does not seem terrifying to me, but
No.
Tom Cruise does.
I'm right with you, and I cannot explain it. I've always loved John Travolta. I just don't trust Tom Cruise.
There's something creepy
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
It's that tooth.
It's the truth.
It's that too.
It's the one front tooth.
I've been upset since Risky Business. I can't explain it.
That's when I first noticed it, and then I looked at pictures, and I can't believe no one else sees it but me.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, you're gonna have
Yeah.
to Google
Yeah, I've
Tom
never seen it
Cruise.
either.
You know, Tom Cruise was really good in Interview with the Vampire, though. I will say
Because he was playing a monster.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's I guess.
I love
You're-
that movie.
Yes,
I
Yeah.
have to. Okay, he was.
he
good in that.
was
I'll give
pretty
him that.
amazing
Yeah.
as Lestat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. You know what's coming up here? It's Wednesday night here, but soon it's going to be Foodie Friday. The father-daughter team of BT and Lydia Turner demystify the word foodie for the sake of good food and drink right here in the Twin Cities. Each week, heavy hitters of the service industry open up and discuss the vast and diverse food, wine, and cocktail scene right here in the Twin Cities. So check it out. Visit aliveandsocial.com, listen, and subscribe. Foodie Friday. Check it out.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., what do you plan to do in retirement?
Travel.
Travel.
Yep.
Whereabouts? What's your favorite? What's the first destination?
In retirement? I don't know. I want to travel the world.
Travel the world, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yep.
Awesome. How about you, Suzanne?
I also, I piggyback on that. It's, you're not tied to a job. You're not tied to one place. You can experience other cultures, and that's what I'd like to do. And only about 12% of us do it.
Boston?
Okay, pretty much the same. Not to just be a copycat, but I want to travel and I want to keep writing and doing a little comedy and hanging with the family.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, those things too.
Colleen?
What am I going to do in retirement? I'm going to be a stripper.
Yes.
And it's something that I if I would have had enough guts when I was younger, I would have done it. But I was always too afraid. But I figure by the time I have a goal. I want to be a 70-year-old stripper.
Cool.
And I
You
want to
could
be
do it.
I think I can. And I want to be the last act of the night, right when the lights get turned on.
Wow.
And I think in my little community, it's going to be like, here she comes. And I think they're going to love me. It's going to be like, and they think they're going to give me a lot of, did you make it all night? Hurricane Colleen's coming out. That's going to be my name, Hurricane Colleen. And then I'm just going to, it'll be one of those old timey, da 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 da, da 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 da. And it's going to be an old timey. I'm going to have tassels and everything.
What about this song right now?
The Neighbor Ladies? Yeah, it could be. It might work, the Neighbor Lady theme song. Yeah. And it's going to be, and I'm only going to work for that 5 minutes, but it's going to be, I'm going to make a shit ton of money in 5 minutes.
Go down to Florida in those communities where everybody retires in and plays golf.
I might do it right here in Minnesota. Everybody might just,
Did you know
won't
that
have anything to hide.
With the climate change, we could be Florida.
radio
Yeah.
personality.
the largest amount of STDs that are spread in the country are in those communities, down in those retirement communities in Florida. There's a garage door policy. You leave your garage door halfway up, you're good
yeah.
to go. It's I'm serious. These
Yeah, they're known for gonorrhea.
These communities down in Florida.
That's
they're
because
just,
this is they it was all the stuff that happened, right? This is the people that didn't have to worry about that shit. And so they think they're immune.
Exactly.
When they were
Exactly,
teenagers.
yeah.
So they
Yeah.
think they're immune, so they don't pay any attention
Right.
to it.
Yeah.
Right. Not my
can't
generation.
get it now. They're over
Hey,
60.
check out the tooth. You guys see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're looking at a picture of Tom Cruise.
God, it is right down his schnoz.
It's right
in the
down
middle
the
of
middle.
schnoz.
It's right
It
down the
lines
middle.
up with the beak. It
You'll
does.
never be able to
And
unsee it again.
It is a beak, people. Let's not
Yeah, he
call
has a
it
beak.
anything else. He's got a beak.
He looks way different now.
He does. He does.
Yep.
He's had plastic surgery.
God, that look.
He's puffy, for God's sake.
He's puffy.
He's puffy.
It's the one tooth. It's that one.
Laughing all the way to the bank there. Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise removes tooth.
Yep. Whew, welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. What are we talking about? I don't know. We're talking about baby boomers, millennials, Gen Xers with Karen J.
Okay.
Why do you want to talk about this?
I don't know. I kind of didn't. I mean, I just was throwing it out there.
No, that's a good idea. You throw out topics that you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about a generational thing, right? The generation of people that are in Florida now that they have a high instance of sexually transmitted infections. That's because those are the early boomers, because they came of age sexually where you didn't really the worst thing they had to worry about was pregnancy, and that was really taken care of because they could get birth control pills, right?
Right.
So they're not thinking, they sort of they're frozen in time in that era, and they're not concerned about
Bacteria grows in humidity, though.
yeah, well, Well, Florida.
So true.
Florida. That's true. Everything is.
All right, so I have a joke about baby boomers, Gen Xers, and millennials.
Oh, let's hear it.
Okay.
All right. It's not funny though, because I just wrote.
You just wrote it.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So it's like you're not funny yet.
It's spontaneous.
Okay, so a baby boomer, a Gen Xer, and a millennial walk into a bar. The baby boomer says, "What do you have on tap?" The Gen Xer says, "Are you on Foursquare?" And the millennial says, "You guys accept Bitcoin?" You know, the thing that you like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's
Cute.
interesting because
Oh Lord, that's someone definitely played with that picture.
Yeah, okay.
it's interesting because, like, okay, so my ex-husband, he was a baby boomer, and then I'm a Gen Xer, and then our kids are millennials.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't usually think that, like, age makes a difference, but it kind of does. And, like, how we see the world and how we view a lot of different things.
You
even
don't have the
parenting
same
and-
musical history.
Yeah.
No, when you think of combining families and when you have somebody like yourself who's married a baby boomer, and you think that when you get married, you take all that person brings all his stuff anyways into the marriage.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then on top of it, you need to consider, okay, he's from that generation. This is what this also means, you know?
Right.
Yeah, he
And
may-
when you're young, it's like it doesn't matter so much, but then it's like it does at one point.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just hits you like, whoa, we have nothing in common,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Yeah. You have to start.
Well,
at
I
the
will say
basics.
for baby boomers, I mean, as Gen Xers, we were just awash in baby boomer culture, and we were expected to know everything about their cultural touchstones in a way that they were not expected to. I mean, just think about how long their music hung around
Yeah.
throughout my high school.
Yeah.
You know, until I feel like we didn't even get our own until the 90s, and that was late in the game. You know, in the early 90s, that's when Gen X music really started coming to the forefront. But until then, I mean, the baby boomers just hung on for dear life, you know.
Yeah.
And music started getting interesting again. But, you know, I mean, and all props to Phil Collins.
Yeah.
And Genesis and all those guys. But
Right.
I mean, you know, there was some pretty boring ass baby boomer generated music in the late 80s. And they just wouldn't give it up. You know what I mean? They were just, you know, there's so many of them, and just en masse, they were so influential with everything. They
Right.
just wouldn't. And that's why those movies that Breakfast Club, 16
I love
Candles.
those movies.
Who's the guy that
Yeah.
made those?
John Hughes.
John
Yeah,
Hughes.
John
That's why
Hughes.
his work was so great and so wonderful, because it was really highlighting Gen Xers for the first time.
And it's funny because millennials love those movies now.
They
Right.
love them. They have
Yeah.
parties with
So do
them. It's
baby
like
boomers.
a cult. Yeah.
Well, baby boomers love them too. Everybody loves
Yeah.
those movies, but you know, and even John Hughes would say, well, baby boomers aren't relinquishing the world stage to the Gen Xers. They're not giving. They want to hold on to their youth and their influence, and so tightly that, you know, they're not allowing the next generation to go forth and make their mistakes or say the things that they want to say and have influence. And so, and I think that really happened. And it's a numbers game too. I mean, there's just so many baby boomers versus Gen Xers. But now the millennials are huge too. There's so many
Yeah.
of them because they're the children of the baby boomers. So, you know, all
Right.
of
And
those.
the Gen Xers.
Well,
Yeah.
some of them. I mean, you and I had babies kind of early. I mean, I've got a millennial, but I was, you know, I've got a 27-year-old daughter. And a 24-year-old son, and I'm a Gen Xer. But I mean, mostly, you know, when I'd go to parent-teacher stuff, you know, we're talking the parents are 10, 15 years older than me. That brings them into baby boomer territory, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's more commonplace for a millennial to have a baby boomer parent than it is to have a Gen X parent.
Really?
Yeah. I
Because-
think it is too.
Baby boomers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't that old when I had my kids. I was like 25.
Yeah, but it's kind of there's kind of a lost group of people that, like, age-wise, I don't really fall into the baby boomer thing. I miss it by allegedly 3 or 4 years. However, all of us in that age group waited to have kids, and when we had our kids, you know, late 30s, that was considered old. Okay, by today's standards, no, people are having kids in their late 40s. And then you definitely have a generation deal going on. And I know with my kids, it's lots of different things from when.
People have a problem with millennials, and I really don't.
I don't either.
What's the problem with it? I don't understand.
They think
that,
they're
you know.
lazy. I think they're
Yeah.
being handed.
Don't you remember when they thought we were lazy?
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Oh, yeah,
slackers.
yeah.
We're slackers,
Yeah,
right?
We were
right.
slackers, yeah.
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 But Generation Y. That's what.
Yep.
Why should I get a job? Why should I get a car? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? I don't see that at all. I see these kids trying to find a job anywhere they can.
Mm-hmm.
I see them going back to live with their mom and dad because they can't afford their student loan payments.
Yeah.
And because
The ones I know are like activists, and they're like,
Yeah.
they're ready to change the world.
Yeah.
right. So I don't
don't
really
know.
have any problem with that. I think they're going to be forced to be the next greatest generation because of this war, which will not end.
Right.
And I think they're going to have to end it. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to end it. This mess, and I think they're going to have to. It's going to be on them.
So, like,
And I
what's
think
the
they're gonna have
greatest
to
thing that Gen Xers did, do you think?
I don't know. I can't point to anything.
Because
Maybe
like my
by
kid-
taking music back for a short time before it got digitized all over again.
Yeah.
Do you think
You know?
Gen Xers are done doing what they need to do? And do you,
I
'cause
don't know, but I
don't feel
I
any
feel like we should
generation-
have done something profound by now.
I, see the
I think they
dot-com
started
era.
the slow-
The .com era was a lot of
Right,
Gen
You're
X.
right,
That was
you're
Gen
right.
Xers.
You're
That's
right.
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 Huge,
That's right.
huge.
Well,
in
and
We
it.
then
did do that.
Baby boomers had Steve Jobs, and
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And ecologically speaking, I think we were the first
That's
people
true.
to give a shit about
the environment.
really making stuff
Yes.
happen
Yep.
for the good.
Barack Obama is a Gen Xer. So is Jennifer Lopez, the one who bought her pair of jeans.
relaxed fit.
relax fit skinny jeans.
Bill Clinton and Meryl Streep are baby boomers.
Okay, the average age of baby boomers is if you're born between 1946 and 64.
Right.
Okay, so that puts me in there.
So you are.
I'm
What are you?
29.
Are you a baby boomer
I'm a
too?
baby boomer.
Yeah.
My dad was
So-
born in 47, so I'm a 30-year-old born from a baby boomer.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you're a millennial, right?
Millennial.
Yeah, with just
Well,
kind
yeah.
of at the end of it.
What year were
Right.
you born?
84. I'm kind of.
No, then you're a Gen Xer.
I'm a
Gen
Gen X.
Xer,
Like
yeah.
I'm at that right at that middle of it,
Right.
but
But don't you guys feel that each of those groups, I mean, with the longevity that people are having today, that there's still stuff yet to achieve for Gen Xers and baby boomers? There's still
Absolutely.
things that
Oh,
that
for
can
sure.
happen. And
I
I know it's
suppose.
an old, I mean, I remember growing up and thinking that, somebody that was 55 or 60 was close to dead, And now I think about it and think, God, we've just begun. Thank you.
Baby
you
boomers
know?
are redefining what it means to be. Look at the Rolling Stones. They're redefining what it means to be old.
Yeah.
Because they're old. There's no.
Yeah. You're
For a
right.
while
Right.
there, I used to get so sick and tired of baby boomers saying, "Oh, I'm not old yet. I'm not old yet," and I'd think, when do you get to be old? When, because eventually you're old.
Yeah.
Just you give it up. You're old. So the Rolling Stones, they're old, and they're
Yeah.
redefining. And old doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Yeah.
But admit that you are, and that it can be awesome, and it's
Right.
wonderful the way that they're doing it. They're still passionate. They're still.
So what is old now? Like,
I think old is just
Old
an
is a state of
opinion.
mind.
It's a state of mind and it's an opinion. Because I always joke with you guys about my grandmother who's 98. God love her. Hope she lives
Yeah.
another day. And her attitude is aging is not for the faint of heart. So it's really all in how you deal with those things that are hitting you as you age, the aches,
Yeah.
the pains, the diseases that might hit you, the different choices.
And I think it's being around young people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think
yeah.
it's really important to be around young people, to be around people that are learning.
Yeah, definitely.
To have
I mean,
it forces-
multi-generational
yeah.
friendships.
yeah.
Definitely, that concept of being around people, being in a community, and I think keeping moving too. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Because I have friends that are my age that, my God, they look 30 years older. I think they went into the recliner at 38,
Right.
and,
Eating a lot of microwave food.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
can't be good for you.
No.
It just
No.
can't.
No.
No.
No. When was President Obama born? Was it
I don't know.
65?
Probably.
So he just
He's
missed
just
it.
he just missed
just-
it.
Yeah, he
missed
just
it.
missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I thought he was a baby boomer.
No, he's a Gen Xer.
Okay.
too.
Well,
because the cutoff is 64.
Okay.
We just won't include him in our group then.
That's right.
good talk, you guys.
I can't believe Bill
Yeah.
Clinton is a baby boomer. He just acts so immature,
He does. A president that
but
would,
in a good way.
he would go
you
out
know?
running from McDonald's to McDonald's
You
getting
know?
French fries with the Secret Service. You
Right.
gotta
I
love
didn't
that.
inhale.
And now he's
you did.
now he's
I
a
know.
vegan because he was dying of heart disease. You just gotta
Right.
love that in a president. It's,
Yeah.
Good for him. You got to reassess.
oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about Hillary and student loans.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J. Karen J., what era would you want to have been born in and why?
Ooh, I think the Roaring 20s would have been fun. I do.
I like that.
Women got the right to vote, the flappers, the pearls. Everything was very prosperous then.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting.
Prosperous until the
The
Depression.
Depression, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But it
I mean,
was
I just
lively.
I'd like to go there just for a little while.
Yeah.
Till things go shit. And then leave. Time travel.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Suzanne?
I don't know. I've seen color TV. I've listened in on party lines, the iPhone, Donald Trump running for president. I think I've been born in the right era all along.
I like it. Boston, how about you?
Okay, I like this era. However, I've often fantasized about that cartoon show, The Jetsons, and I'd like to be in the future and have one of those little things, like your own little personal airplane flying in the air. Yeah. Oh, exactly. So maybe with the Jetsons in the future.
Colleen?
I would like to have been born in the 30s and then coming of age. I think I would like to be born in 1935. And that's like kind of that Mad Men era.
Yeah.
And sort of coming of age
Oh, sure.
right when that was happening.
Yeah.
I think I would have done well. I think I would have done very well. I always fantasize about being Joan from Mad Men.
Yes. Joan was my favorite.
Mhm. Even though her storyline got really frustrating after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hillary and student loans. Boston, you wanted to talk about this. Hillary wants to make student loans forgivable. Is this true?
No, I think she just has a $350 billion plan to kill the college debt, and I think she's got two plans. She's hoping to burn the college debt off, but that plan is kind of, as you read through the stuff that she's saying, it's mostly how to prevent it. And I think what concerns me, the reason I wanted to discuss this again, is I think every candidate should have some kind of plan or idea as to deal with this problem, because I see it as such an issue for kids today. And you're talking millennials. You've still got Gen Xers paying off college debt.
Hell yeah.
And
You still have baby boomers.
yeah, and there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's
I thought Obama came up with something to help forgive loans for some people.
That was in community colleges, though, right? For the most
right.
part. I think
Yeah,
that
it
was
was community
to-
college.
To give them a start at a community college
Right.
rather than go to a 4-year and pay
Okay.
outrageous prices that you have to go.
That's
sometime.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think I'm trying to come up with a few sentences here that would
Encapsulate what she wants to do.
encapsulate it, but it's so detailed.
This is her thing. She's got to pick a thing, and she's got to appeal to the millennials, and all the millennials are freaking out about their student loans
Sure.
right now because they won't be able to start their lives. Their lives as adults have been jerry rigged by
Right.
this horrible system. They're starting out in debt.
Yeah.
Will they be able to buy a house?
I think,
No. Or when everybody dies, there's going to be all those empty McMansions out in the suburbs. There's
Right.
going to be so many houses
Yeah.
and not enough people to buy them. So they're going to have to figure out something.
Right.
No,
Right?
and basically what she's saying is she walks the fine line between having debt-free college and free tuition proposals, and she's working with Martin O'Malley and Bernie Sanders. And this is something that started before we got into the heat of the presidential stuff.
Right.
So, I don't have a lot of details on
Germany
this.
does it.
Yeah.
France
they have
does.
free?
France has free
Right.
college.
Right.
Yeah.
And so does England. Pieces of their college program are free.
Yeah.
And we also hear a lot about it's becoming a trend right now in America to go to college in Canada because their college tuition is so much better. You can go to a Canadian college for far less than you can the University of Minnesota.
Yeah, one of my
So-
daughter's friends went to Canada.
Yeah,
For that
and
reason.
It's like, okay, well, we really need to
This
look
is
at this
shameful.
problem. Yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
It is.
It is.
Because it shouldn't be that expensive.
It's horrible.
As an educator at a university, how do you feel about it? I mean, I know you just said it's horrible, but like, what's your perspective, and is there anything that you feel that can be done? I mean, obviously this is a good start, but do you see it actually happening and coming to fruition? Do you see, because it's such big business, it really is. Universities are
That's what's
such
happened.
big business,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
what's happened.
It's going to be so hard for them to turn that away.
Yeah, I mean, it's they, and as big businesses, they don't see students as students. They see
As
students as clients.
Yeah, There's bottom
and
line.
customers.
Yeah, and customers.
And customers. And no, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. It's become a real big business, and it's not the teachers
No,
that are
that's-
getting the money.
No.
It's just really heavy duty on administration. Unbelievable layers of administration in higher
Boards
ed
and different
and
people that collecting,
yeah.
just where that's where all the money's
unbelievable.
unbelievable. I would love to see what salaries go to some of the heads of these schools and what they really do, for the
Yeah.
students versus like you as an
Right.
educator,
Right.
how you help them out daily
Right.
compared to
Shit.
just like
Yeah.
some board
Just
member who sits there and
figureheads.
says, this is what I think these students should do, and this is
Yeah.
what I think the teachers need to do, and this is, I mean, I just witnessed this at my school where I'm at Sanford Brown. It's a very small radio school,
Right.
and they're closing it down because a corporation bought it, and they had a whole bunch of administrators that tried to change the way the school was run and how the students should do it, and it really ruined the platform of the education, and now it's being closed because of a bunch of people that had no idea what was going on.
Exactly, and that's what's happened.
It's-
You
and
know,
that's
it's
just at a small level.
people that are running higher ed and even public ed have no idea what they're doing because they're not their backgrounds aren't in education. It's in finance.
How to run a business, not teach someone how to run a business.
Yeah, it's very sad. Very sad.
Well, it seems to the situation seems to be mirroring our own government with the
Right.
layers of garbage that
Absolutely.
we're going through.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it makes me so mad.
The center won't hold. I mean, eventually something's going to have to give.
Yes.
Yeah.
And eventually people will realize that the dumber. Here's I'm going to say something really profound here, and it's going to sound really crazy, stupid. The dumber, the stupider of us. The dumbest person. We're only as smart as the dumbest person in the room, right?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
We get it.
We gotta raise everybody up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because we're all linked together.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if they make it difficult to improve yourself,
Right.
this is a bad trend. This is
Well,
a really bad
and
trend.
the government's in on it too.
right?
I mean, in a big way,
And
with
it's
financial aid.
it could be,
Yes.
and you could say
Huge.
food too.
Yes.
If the people that are of a certain income level have access to the worst health care, they have
Right.
the worst they will have the worst access to the worst food. Dollar menu, anyone?
Yes.
That's how they're getting their protein.
Right.
And no vegetables,
Right.
and no health care. I mean, it seems like
Third
a Charles
world.
Dickens type thing. You're
Yeah,
getting you're getting
It's
the
only for the
master's
best.
crumbs.
It's
right.
only for the ones that can afford.
Yes.
Pretty soon that's what they're going to do with education. It's
Survival of the
It's going to
fittest.
be
Right.
like
Yeah.
and
going
the
back to
library's
the old.
not even open at night
Yeah.
anymore when
Yeah.
people who are working could probably get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Scary, scary shit.
It is scary.
Well, I guess this is a good time to end the show.
Somebody quick, have a happy thought. I think I'm going to go to McDonald's and get something off the dollar
Something
menu.
off the
Maybe.
dollar menu.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm actually going to do that on the way home.
You are not. No, don't.
I think I'll have the broccoli and cheese. Oh, no, wait a minute. They don't have it.
broccoli and cheese.
Doesn't that sound good?
Trees with cheese. That's what I called it when we were kids.
Trees with
Trees
cheese.
with
I love
cheese.
It. Yeah.
There's a happy thought. Trees
Yeah,
with
very
cheese.
nice.
Trees.
Yes,
Get
I
yourself
love
some trees
that.
with cheese.
And a little bit of money. Yeah, that'd be nice on the trees.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Tell your friends. See you next week.